Happy Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pastor Rosemary. Thank you for joining us. This week, from the 8th through the 14th, we're going to see how Cupid's arrow is going to land in your life, and whether or not your heart or the heart of one you love is going to be pierced by Cupid. Let's find out. Now, on Sunday, the 8th, that day we have a Venus sextile Pluto aspect. On Sunday, Sunday's main overseeing archangel is Michael. And Michael is going to be overseeing a very friendly relationship and possibly some canoodling between the angel Samael, Venus's angel, and the angel Azrael, which is Pluto's angel. So, these two are going to be getting along very well. Now, on Monday the 9th, that day is overseen by the Archangel Gabriel. And Gabriel is going to be overseeing the moon, trine, the sun. So on that day, aspects of Gabriel, like Jibrail, is going to be in a very cooperative relationship with Leo. So you're going to have Cancers and Leos getting along, or people with their moon in Leo or their sun in Cancer getting along very well in a cooperative effort. And we have again Jibrail in a very positive aspect with Michael, the archangel, and his lesser aspects. So on Tuesday the 10th, that day is ruled by Samael. And Samael is a bit of a warrior type of angel, an angel that really is good with a sword, you might say. Good at saying, okay, this is right and this is wrong, you know, kind of that kind of energy. So also on that day, it's Luna square Mercury. So Gabriel and Raphael, or Jibrail and Israfil, are going to be in a lot of competition, which is going to put Cancers into a competition with Virgos and Geminis. But more to the point, people with their moon in Gemini and their moon in Virgo, which are usually people who think and analyze a lot, are going to be perhaps having a competitive aspect with the aspect of themselves, that is their emotions or their feminine side. So their left and right brain may actually be in a bit of a contest. Again, it's a square, so it's a sportsmanlike contest, but it's a contest nonetheless. And remember, these inner aspects play out as things come back to us in the seemingly outer world. In the monad, again, as within, so without. Because you can't really separate the inner world from the external world. Your own will to receive individually in your own little concept of yourself is the beast, and everything that comes at you is what is considered Maya, or the whore of Babylon, so to speak, which is the illusion of light and the three-dimensional plane that right now is doing a dance in front of you to try to get you to believe what you see and what you hear, rather than inwardly what you know to be true. So try to stay true to yourself, and you'll do much better. Wednesday, the 11th of February, Luna square Jupiter. And when Luna squares Jupiter on this day that the Archangel Raphael oversees, then we have Jibrail in a competition with Sachiel. And we have Sagittarius Moon and Pisces Moon, which are ruled by Sachiel or Jupiter. Those people are going to have difficulty with those who have their Jupiter in Cancer. So that's going to be overseen by Raphael. Pisces and Sagittarius may come into opposition with Cancer. Okay, Thursday the 12th, we have a moon trine Mars. And when the moon is trine Mars on a Thursday, that's Metatron overseeing Jibrail and Samael and their cooperative efforts. Now, moving along, we're going to look at Thursday the 12th. The moon is trine Mars on that day. And that day, Thursday, is overseen by the mighty Archangel Metatron. And Metatron is going to oversee this very beneficial cooperative effort between the moon and Mars, or between Cancer individuals and Aries and Scorpio individuals that are ruled by Mars. So Metatron basically oversees Jibrail and his cooperative efforts with Samael, the angel of Mars. Now, I've often heard it said that if you want to do something wrong, you should do it on Thursday because God is busy. That's just something I heard someone say. That may be true. Maybe because Metatron's actually the one looking out for you on Thursday, because he's the highest angel that resides in Keter. Now there's Sachiel and above that, but with that there's some difference of opinion there. However, this is a very high energy day for angels on Thursday, and you'll notice it's a very special day. And Thursday is kind of ruled by Jupiter, but it's not Sachiel, it's Metatron. Okay, so on that day, remember the moon is trine Mars, and Jibrail is in a good cooperative effort with Samael. Samael, who's usually quite warrior-like. And it's overseen by Metatron. So a lot of high energy that day. So on that day, you probably want to begin to think about what kind of festivities you're going to have for, Valentine's Day on Saturday. And luckily, Valentine's Day falls on a Saturday, and so you don't have to really, most people don't have to get up the next day early, and you can have more of a festive time. So that'll be fun. So make sure you get all your Valentines by then. The Valentines used to always have a heart with an arrow through it to show you that when Cupid's arrow hits your heart, it's supposed to hurt. Because how do you know you're in love unless it hurts? At least it used to be that way. Nowadays, it seems like there's a lot of hearts without an arrow in it. So maybe people know they're in love these days without so much pain being involved. We'll see. On Friday the 13th, it's a lucky one. Friday the 13th has been usually seen as being a very unlucky day. However, for a while now, we've had a few Friday the 13th that have been pretty positive and pretty lucky. And this Friday the 13th, Luna conjunct Saturn is another auspicious day, overseen by the mighty Archangel Uriel. Now, when Uriel oversees this day, he's going to seek cooperation and friendliness between Capricorn and Aquarius individuals with Cancer individuals. Now remember, emotions are involved around this time. And it's not just emotions that are involved in the lunar aspects that are involved in love. There's also Mars aspect, which brings in the lust. And there's also a pinch of Venus, which brings in Anael, which kind of brings in the energies of commitment and togetherness and spousal relationships. So people who do only one type of invocation, angelic invocation, say they're doing angel magic or whatnot, if they're only utilizing one aspect and not utilizing the passion aspect, or not utilizing the emotional aspect, or not utilizing the part that feels, that little bit of a nudge of Cupid's arrow, the part that hurts just a little bit in the heart, in order to get somebody to actually fall in love. They're going to fall short in their angelic invocations, because it's a formula. It's not just one thing. But you want to make sure you understand what type of love you're looking for and what you actually want to experience in these matters. And Uriel is an earthly angel, so you'll be able to bring it more into the earth plane. Saturday is Happy Valentine's Day. Saturday the 14th, we have the moon square Venus and Mars. But even though we have the moon square Venus and Mars, we have a sextile moon with the sun. Now, what's this going to mean? This is going to mean that Saturday's angel Sachiel is overseeing Gabriel and Michael, or Jibrail and Michael, having a good aspect, but Jibrail or Gabriel having a competitive aspect with Angel and Samael. So Cancer and Leo is more of a getting along because of the sextile aspect, the canoodling. And there's also between Cancer, there is a difficult or competitive aspect with Libra and Taurus, and also with Aries and Scorpio. Now you can get real particular about what goes where. We're talking about a Mars, someone with their Mars in Cancer, or where you're talking about someone with their Moon in Aries. You can get very, very particular, because when we're dealing with things that are 90-degree angles, we have very masculine angles and very big, broad angles that when we stay with straight lines. But the Emerald Tablet of Thoth the Atlantean says that you have to find the curves in these aspects. And how you do that is you get the pixels smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until the angles are so small you can begin to form curves. And that's when you get into lesser angels, and that's when you get into feminine angels. They're still angels. It's just that their pixelated aspects are so small and so precise, you begin to be able to have curves. And that's, again, where the feminine angels come into play. So you can get more and more and more picky, and more and more and more picky, and more and more and more picky, and the more and more picky you get, the more of a feminine aspect you have. And that's the function of feminine angels found in the book of Zechariah, where it talks about feminine angels. Okay. Now there's also one other aspect I'd like to touch on here for your Valentine's Day afterglow, before we get into just reviewing the main aspects of this week. This is very important. The afterglow regarding Valentine's Day on Saturday the 14th, because of this moon square Venus and Mars, the emotions between couples will probably be, heated and difficult, but you can take that difficulty and turn it into something playful and have it be positive. But basically it's couples fighting over children. The emotions of the Venus and Martial aspects, the emotions of the right and left brain, the emotions of the logic versus the emotional, the masculine versus the feminine, both wanting to, really get the kid on their side using emotion. What we don't want to do is make a child a pawn in a fight between, or some kind of game of chess between adults. Not a good idea. Okay? All right, now, just to go over some of the important aspects this week, from the 8th to the 14th, Sunday the 8th, Venus is sextile Pluto. On the 9th, Monday, the moon is trine the sun. Tuesday the 10th, Luna is square Mercury. Wednesday the 11th, Luna is square Jupiter. On Thursday the 12th, the moon is trine Mars. And on Friday the 13th, we have a positive aspect of Luna conjunct Saturn. Very positive aspect. That could be helpful in the financial arena. Again, that's a good day to shop for your Valentine's gifts. I know it might be last minute, but it's a good day. And Saturday the 14th, Valentine's Day, we have the moon square Venus and Mars, but also sextile the sun. So that's the moon sextile the sun, but the moon square Venus and Mars. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. This is your weekly angelic horoscope transmission from your angels of Sunday through Saturday. This is Pastor Rosemary. Join us again next week.